Well, this is the state of the layout right now. It's been a while since we posted anything. And my wife and my son figured out how to put a light in almost every house, including up there. Isn't that cool? And now there's an HO train underneath there with Legos. But haven't run it for a while. Let's just see if it goes. Got something new this morning. I got 3 yellow jackets, and pretty much everything there has its roots in being an SD 40 something. Now here's the other end of that set of locomotives. Well, never a dull moment. Hilltop Saw Shop. Took a break today from doing hay and being out in the woods, and ran down to Village Trains and Hobby out in Windsor, New York. Had myself a $100 budget, you know, and my son and his daughter went down as well. They also had a budget, and I always like these little things. My wife really likes them, so I found that one, spent like 50 bucks on it, and then I found this, which is really cool. Made by Lionel, and it's got a can motor. It's got a reverser if you want to go forward and reverse. There's a switch on there somewhere. There it is. And I also got, from the guy who does repairs, I got this chassis. And it's an MPC era powered A unit chassis, right? I always like these frames because I cut the backs off to make powered Bs. Well, I had built this one right here, which was a AA, where I'm running both of these off the same E unit. Well, I literally wore this motor out. It literally wore out. The one in the front didn't, but the one in the back, there's so much slop in it that it just quit running. So one of the things you'll notice on these is they don't have any bearings, no bushings, and they came off That came off a 1055 Texas Special line L from about 59. And not nearly as solid a motor as the magnet traction units that actually have bearings. And certainly not as solid as the MPC era motors. That's going to replace this one. So basically I'm going to take that off and just junk it. And put this one in there. It'll be a project probably this fall. Maybe sooner if we have a rain spell. I think that'll match up pretty nicely with the MPC era on the front of that. And this is that set of Lehigh Valley painted Alco shells. So, and we're going to try the horn. It goes forward and reverse. I used this pickup here, so it's going to have all kinds of pickups. It's going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pickups. So I don't think I'm going to have any problem drawing juice. So this will be one of our concoctions. You know, back when I was a kid, they used to call this kit bashing, where basically you take stuff and hack them up to turn into something you really want. And this fall into winter, I want to add a bunch of switches so I can mimic some of the switching operations that you see in the railroads. And I think I will include some switching that was going on the way back from that trip today. How's that? So we got both the $100 a day, where basically I set myself a budget of $100 to go down and entertain myself at the Village Trains and Hobby. And on the return trip home, we just happened to run into the local railroad doing a bunch of switching in town. I guess it's kind of apropos because, as I was just mentioning, I built this system right here because I want to add a bunch of switching type operations to our layout as the time goes on. So this is my switcher in process, right? I'm going to get this new motor. And this is one of the early trolley cars. We have one, a Model 60, which is a little bit later than that works pretty good. This is much earlier than the one we have. So let's go see if it runs. And of course this is not very old at all, but it's really cool. So I'll put them on the track and see if they go. How's that? And then I'll fold in some video of the local railroad doing the switching, like someday when I finish this one it's going to do as well. Well, my guess is it's probably dinner time. So they're going to go off and get some food before this train goes north. And I don't know if I have the time or the patience to set up north and get some photos of this one. It's a nice train.